always mentioned there are growing pains. We're growing as an island. The past 20 years we have grown in every single situation, business, tourism. But today I'll be speaking a bit about tourism as well because it's important. Are we overreacting?
It's very interesting to hear certain comments, what I refer to as the absolutes. There's one issue, they bring everything down. We have to understand, I mean, I've seen the whole transformation of the last 40 years in tourism, but particularly the last 10 years. We grew at a very fast rate in a very short time, mainly and mostly a bit before COVID, and after COVID even more. Because what happened till COVID, we were seeing a lot of records in figures, but after that, we were so scared that the industry wouldn't pick up again, that it was all systems go. Government pushing from a marketing point of view, keeping all the airlines cozy so that the airlines won't leave us, because obviously we depend on our linkage. If we don't have any airlines, there's no tourism. It's all about sea and air in Malta. And that's how our tourism grew, with different airlines coming to the island. So everyone, even the private sector, was pushing. And the moment we opened the floodgates, our airport, from literally zero tourism, everything...
What is zero?
Zero.
Wow.
Literally. Imagine. And the moment we opened our airports, we were all like fingers crossed. We didn't know what was going to happen, imagine. And the graph just moved straight up, steadily, as if we were never closed. Now, the reality is, it wasn't only because we prepared ourselves, but also because there was a very big demand. People were so frustrated. In fact, tourism grew everywhere. But let me tell you what happened. The last years, a lot of businesses became very cash-rich with all the business that was going on. And consumers' confidence and business confidence grew so big that everyone was investing. I know somebody who had 6 establishments, 6 restaurants. Today, this person has about 54. Imagine. Somebody who had 1 hotel ended up with about 3 or 4. Somebody who had 2 apartments ended up with 20 apartments. So this is what business confidence brings. But the way I see it is, nobody was seeing things from a high development framework on top. Everyone was tweaking their little bit. And everyone was investing like there's no tomorrow. Now we're at a situation where we need to manage this growth. And we need to know exactly from the supply side. And this was done through a document I participated and all the stakeholders did. The Vision 50, Vision 30, Vision 50, which is all about taking stock of what we have, what we need to improve, to now go, we can be picky and choosy to go more for what we refer to as a higher value chain. In other words, instead of going for volume, but going more for quality, for spend. But to do that, you obviously need to have a product as well. Now, what frustrates me is that we have a part of the island going in the right direction, where we have better investments. I'll give you an example. When we talk about restaurants, now we have over 40 Michelin star restaurants. I mean, this was a dream. I come from a generation when the best chefs you had were the chefs that used to work for the British Army or Navy. Can you imagine in those days? We used to say, he's got a good chef. He used to cook in the army. Now it depends in the army. If you're cooking for soldiers, it's one thing. And if you're cooking for the admirals and, the higher officials, it's another thing. But today, the restaurants we have are unbelievable. But at the same time, same when it comes to 5-star hotels, we're going to have the first, which is going to be built 6-star as well now, hotel. You see, so you have a lot of the old stock being replaced. But you also have what I refer to as the copycat syndrome. In other words, some are replicating what is actually redundant or going to be redundant. So we're going to go into an interesting phase now where we have an oversupply. Let me explain in a broader way. Years back, every time a hotel opened or more outlets opened, there's a committee, at Malta Tourism Authority, which is referred to as the Route Development Committee. And what they do is, every time a hotel used to open and the supply side increased, they used to say, okay, we need to get another 100,000 tourists. And they would negotiate with airlines and bring more tourists. But now we're at a stage when we're carrying 4.3 million, and this year it seems we're going to close at 4.5 million tourists. Imagine that we cannot carry any more tourists in volume, so the beds cannot dictate the amount of tourists that we need, because if you have more beds than the island can carry tourists, this means that you have to start containing. Now I know what's going to happen, and it's already happening. The better establishments that are more efficient, better located, that have good pricing as well, not necessarily pricing, because tourists don't mind paying for a higher product, but pricing is important in the middle sector as well. They are already taking over the market and slowly but surely eliminating the older type of establishments. So we're moving into, I would say, a kind of an economic war the next few years.